Tonight, we're taking game night up a notch.
Oh boy.
Someone in this room is going to be taken, and it's going to be up to you to find them.
It's a murder mystery party.
Whoever finds the victim wins the grand prize.
Hey guys, Smiling Reviewer here, and today we are going to talk about Game Night. Game Night is a comedy film that came out in 2018, directed by filmmaking duo John Francis Daley and Jonathon Goldstein. And I know you guys might be thinking, why am I reviewing this random comedy that came out in 2018? Well, I recently rewatched it the other night without the intention of reviewing it or anything, but just for the sake of watching it, and I honestly think this is one of the best comedies that Hollywood has come out with in the past few years, and I'll explain why I think that in a second. The movie follows a group of friends whose game night turns into a real-life mystery after one of them is kidnapped by apparent burglars. And the movie is just such a fun, unexpected ride filled with twists and turns. I felt like there was rarely a stale moment, and that's because we're given such an array of hilarious characters to follow, each who have their own subplots that were quite well written, even if they are just a setup for one big joke. Jason Bateman and Rachel McAdams play our main couple in the film who we're following most of the time, and these guys have to be two of the most charismatic actors in comedy at the moment because I just love them in everything I see them in. And especially in this movie, they make such a great duo and have such great chemistry together. Neither of them are that over the top, but their charm comes from their quiet, sometimes deadpan and underplayed reactions to certain situations. The movie also did a really good job at balancing different, sometimes clashing tones, because the plot of the movie and a lot of the situations they get in are actually quite serious and intense, and is honestly situations that we would expect to see in a thriller or an action movie. And at times it almost does feel like you're watching an action thriller movie that just happens to be hilarious because of the characters that are in these situations. One of the standout characters from the main group was a character played by Magnussen, and he plays that lovingly dim-witted character of the group who is always 3 steps behind everyone else's thoughts or says the most inappropriate things at the wrong times.
Whoever finds the victim wins the grand prize, the keys to the Stingray.
Just the keys?
No, Ryan, the whole car.
Oh, yes!
And he just played it so well. He was absolutely hilarious throughout the movie. And so many of his lines were just not only funny on paper, but it's his delivery and execution of them that makes them hilarious. But the standout character of the movie that had me rolling throughout in every scene he was in was Jesse Plemons' character as a cop who was also the main couple's next door neighbor. Jesse Plemons, who you might know as Todd from Breaking Bad, and if you have seen him in Breaking Bad, you'll know he's incredible at playing a creep or someone who just constantly seems like they're on the verge of being unhinged. And while in Breaking Bad that was played for pure intensity, in Game Night it's played for comedy and it just works so well, if not better. Every scene he was in was hysterical, and like Magnussen, it's truly his own performance and delivery of his lines that make the character really work. There's also a specific sequence in the movie involving the main group getting chased around a big mansion. And the scene was just so technically impressive, you know? It's a scene filmed all in one take, which I was not expecting at all. And also I'm just a sucker for one take scenes. And it's just not the kind of scene you expect to see in comedies nowadays. Most comedies nowadays, they rarely seem to get experimental with how they're shot, and don't seem to bother with good cinematography, but rather just focus on making the jokes in it as good as possible, which isn't actually a bad thing because at the end of the day, that's the sole purpose of a comedy. But when filmmakers do put in that extra effort into their films, it's always very noticeable and really appreciated. And I think that extra effort is what really elevates Game Night from an average comedy to another level for me. And also why I think it's really worth checking out. All in all, Game Night was such a fun, enjoyable, well-made ride that I honestly have very few issues with. So Game Night gets a nice 8.5 out of 10 for me. I don't think there were many moments where I was like full-on belly laughing, but I think the movie did a great job at being consistently funny throughout and also just having an interesting plot and awesome creative cinematography. But anyways, thank you so much for watching, guys. I really enjoyed talking to you guys about this one, and I do hope you get to check it out at some point because I really do think it's worthwhile. And I will catch you guys in the next video. See you later, guys. Bye.